Let's talk about your background before we get into the book, because I think they're very connected. So 44 years, trial attorney.
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
Okay, well, first of all, it's always the message, not the messenger, and then the obligation of telling the story or giving the message. So how the heck did I get into this most unique profession that you just can't believe what people bring to your doorstep? Wow. And did you know Charles Dickens worked in a law office? Charles Dickens, one of my favorite authors.
No, I didn't.
He worked in a law office. Wow. And I realized, well, law offices are magnets for all the stuff in society. It comes to there because people have problems. They go, well, can you help me? Can you fix it? And oftentimes the attorney will say, no, we can't help you. Yeah. But you get the stories. So I go back to, I was thinking, what happened in my life that led me to this profession? Yeah. So I go back to high school. So I grew up in an Irish Catholic household. My dad was a law officer. I love my dad. He was spectacular. So we had 8 years of Catholic school with the nuns. That's a whole story in and of itself.
Oh boy.
And then after that, I went to an all-boys school called Bellarmine, a Jesuit school. I'm only interested in two things. One, sports. I wanted to do sports. I was a late bloomer. I was not developed at all. I was very self-conscious. You know, you're in the shower with all the other guys, and you're looking around and you're going, God, these guys, they have to be like from the Marines, and they got hair and muscles and everything. And I'm this skinny little guy going, oh my God, that's terrible. I'm so embarrassed. So I got cut from every team. And my other interest was chasing skirts. Fortunately, I never caught one because I wouldn't know what to do anyway. So here I am, this skinny, rejected kid having to study Latin and physics and all this stuff and just being just feeling awful. So I kind of got into a little theater. My mom always wanted me to be in theater because I would walk around house making different voices and doing all these different impersonations.
I've heard a few of those.
Yeah. So I did a little theater, but I didn't really like the people because they were narcissistic. Okay. But they didn't have the talent. Wow. So I don't mind a narcissist who really has the talent like a Muhammad Ali. I'm the greatest. Well, he was the greatest. Yeah. But when you're hanging around people that they think they're, like the greatest and they aren't, it was too tough. So I kind of rejected from there. So I'm left this depressed, abandoned kid wondering, what the hell, this is awful. And we had to study classic literature. Classic literature as a 15-year-old.
Wow,
we had to read Shakespeare. I go, freaking Shakespeare, the 1500s, some author. What the hell does he know?
It's painful, I remember.
Right? Painful. So the story we had to read was The Merchant of Venice. And as the story goes, the merchant, I forget his name, he had a new deal. He wanted to make another investment, didn't have the money to do it, so he ended up in the ghetto. The Jews lived there. That's where the term ghetto came from.
Oh, interesting.
So he hooks up with Shylock. And he goes, Shylock, I need some money. He goes, what a deal. I'll loan you the money. That's not a problem. He goes, okay, what are the terms? He goes, no terms. If you don't pay me back, I get a pound of flesh.
Oh, boy.
So we'll just call him Joseph. Joseph's thinking, well, it's a guaranteed deal.
No brainer.
It's guaranteed. So for all your audience, whenever anybody says the deal is guaranteed, 2 words, run away. Joseph did, and he goes, okay, I'll take the money. So he takes the money and does the merchant thing, and I don't know if the ship got attacked by pirates or shipwrecked or whatever, but his ship didn't come in. And Shylock goes, I want my pound of flesh. So I'm thinking at this point, reading the story, oh, this is pretty cool. Like a 15-year-old guy. This is cool. Let's see what happens. So they end up in court. Joseph's best friend was married to Pasha. Pasha was brilliant, beautiful, and rich. Good combo.
Very good.
So Pasha hears about the foils of her husband's friend, and the next thing you know, there's an announcement in the court in Venice saying an attorney from Rome is going to come in and represent Joseph. Everything stops. So it turned out, this is the 1500s. Pasha dressed up as a man and goes in as the attorney to represent Joseph.
Unbelievable.
And I'm thinking, pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Let's see what she's got.
Yeah.
So she starts cross-examining, and this is, oh my God, this is spectacular. She starts cross-examining Shylock. He goes, Shylock, did you loan Joseph the money? Yes, I did. Does he owe you the money? Yes, he did. He didn't pay you back, did he? No. You have the right to the pound of flesh. Take your sword and take the pound of flesh. And I'm going, no, you're the worst attorney in the world. This is awful. This is terrible. I'm totally sucked into the story.
Yeah.
I'm 100% sucked in. Whoa. Shakespeare got me by the throat and dragged me into the story 100%. Whoa. I'm going, no. And then as Shylock is going to get the sword and pound it into Joseph's chest and take his pound of flesh, she goes, wait, Shylock, wait. I noticed in the contract, it says you have the right to pound of flesh. And legally you have that right. But it doesn't say anything about the blood. If you can't distinguish the flesh from the blood and you drop one drop of Christian blood as a Jew, you lose your life. Go have a party.
Whoa.
That blew my mind.
Whoa.
At that moment, I just said, oh my God. I don't know if you ever watched the Kingsman, the movies where their heads explode.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened to my brain. It exploded. I fell in love with the goddess of justice. I got sucked in. I said, this is what I have to do. The theater of the courtroom.
Unbelievable.
And so that's what my whole 100% commitment was at that point. To become a trial attorney. And every case I have, believe it or not, every case I have, I look for the distinction between the flesh and the blood allegorically, of course. And it's always there. And once you get it, it's over.